Welcome to Razorpay. Razorpay is the easiest way to accept and process digital payments in India. In this video, we will learn to integrate the Razorpay payment gateway with your JS-based custom website. Before we begin, we must complete a few steps. Visit razorpay.com and sign up for an account. Provide the relevant details and complete the registration process. Generate the API keys on the Razorpay dashboard. Navigate to Settings, API Keys and generate the keys. Save the API keys on your system. Open the Razorpay Web Standard Integration document. Integration steps. You must complete these integration steps. Create an order from your server. Pass order ID and other options to checkout. Handle payment success and failure events. Store fields in server. Perform signature verification. Step 1. Create an order from your server. Order is an important step in the payment process. Orders and payments go hand in hand. For every payment, an order needs to be created. It is compulsory to create orders to capture payments automatically. You can create an order using the Orders API. It is a server-to-server call that is secured by basic auth using your API keys. Pass the order ID received in the Orders API response to checkout. This ties the order with the payment and secures the request from being tampered. In this video, we will use Postman to fire the Orders API and create an order. Navigate to the order sample code in the document. Copy the code and URL and open Postman. Select the post method and enter the API URL. Select basic as the authorization type. Enter the API key ID and secret generated on the Razorpay dashboard. Select body, raw, JSON. Paste the request parameters. You can modify the request parameter as needed. Click Send to fire the API and create an order. Copy the order ID from the response. Step 2. Pass order ID to checkout. There are two types of checkout code, with handler function and callback URL. In case of handler function, on successful payment, the customer will be shown your web page. On payment failure, the customer will be notified on the reason of failure and asked to retry the payment. In case of callback URL, on successful payment, the customer will be redirected to a specified URL, for example, a payment success page. On payment failure, the customer will be asked to retry payment on checkout. In this video, we will follow the handler method. In the document, copy the sample code for handler function. Open the code editor and create an HTML file. This is a mock web page where the pay button will appear. Customers will click on the pay button to open checkout and make a payment. Once the payment is successful, the payment ID, order ID and payment signature will appear as notifications on the page. In this video, we have created a simple web page called checkout.html. This is a page in which we will paste the checkout code. Open checkout.html and paste the code. Change the checkout parameters. Replace your key ID with the test API key ID we had generated on the dashboard. Change the amount to match the order amount. Replace the order ID with the ID generated in the API response. Save your changes. Open the checkout.html on the browser. The web page displays the Pay button. Click this button to open checkout. We have successfully added checkout to the web page. Step 3. Handle payment and failure events. Since we are using the handler function checkout code, on payment success, the payment ID, order ID and signature will appear as notifications on the web page. You can store these on the server. In case of payment failure, the customer is notified of the reason for failure and asked to retry the payment. Step 4. Store fields in server. The payment ID, order ID and signature fields appear on the checkout response. You must store these fields on the server. Verify payment signature. To verify the Razorpay signature returned to you by the checkout form, create a signature on your server using the order ID, Razorpay payment ID, and key secret. Use the SHA-256 algorithm, the Razorpay payment ID, and the order ID to construct a HMAC hex digest. If the signature you generate on your server matches the Razorpay signature returned to you by the checkout form, the payment received is from an authentic source. Read the document to know more about signature verification. In this video, we are not showing the storage of payment details and verification of signature steps, as these are to be performed on your server end. You can refer to the document to learn how to implement these steps on your server side. This completes the integration. Let us test the integration by making a test payment. Open the checkout.html on the browser. The web page displays the Pay button. Click this button to open checkout. Select a payment method, for example, net banking, and select a bank. The payment ID, order ID, and signature appear on the web page as notifications. On payment success, payment ID and order ID are generated. In case of failure, the failure response is shown. Our customer is asked to retry the payment. You can view the payment on the Transaction tab of the Razorpay dashboard. Log into the dashboard. Go to Transactions, Payments. Click on the payment ID to view the details. This completes the test integration. To start accepting live payments, you need to complete the KYC process and get your account activated. In the dashboard, switch to the live mode and generate the API keys. In your checkout.html file, replace the test mode API key with the live mode API key. Your integration is complete. In case of any queries, contact the Razorpay support team. You can also raise a ticket from the dashboard. Thank you for watching this video.